I haven't caught up with you guys in so long that I think it's time to do a quick little update. So, welcome, happy Monday. And on Thursday, I got the flu vaccine, which knocked me out, which is also why I've been quite quiet. Friday, I was so tired. All I could manage to do was just go to the shops, buy some bread rolls and a few things, and go home. And then I slept on the couch. And I'm not a daytime, let me just check the camera there. And I'm not a daytime sleeper. Okay, firstly, you'll notice I'm wearing false eyelashes. So I was just experimenting with trying on these false eyelashes. It's not something I normally wear. There, you can see Yogi in the background again. It's not something I normally wear, as you guys know. I wear makeup, but I'm pretty minimal. And I'd ordered these a while ago and just hadn't been bold enough to try them. But if you look closely, this eye here, I've got the glue all over that eyelid. This one a bit better. So I ordered a black glue because I've heard from another YouTuber that this is her favorite glue, but it's so runny that it just went everywhere. So I've got glue kind of all over my eyelids. I'll need to practice using these false eyelashes, but I just, for fun, for an event, for a glam day, whatever, as a woman, you need tools in your toolkit for beauty. And it does make it easier now to be camera ready without makeup because I do feel, actually, I look like a Who from Whoville. If you guys watch The Grinch, they all have these like little eyelashes on the ends. So these are half lashes. Anyway, so yeah, that's explaining the eyelashes. I've been watching some of these young YouTubers. They're all, I think, in their 20s, the ones that I've been watching lately. Just, I always need to get an idea of what people are watching, what people are enjoying, what they're resonating with. And I find there's some YouTubers who have almost a dedicated cult following, not a cult following, but people that really love it when they post. And then there are other YouTubers who seem to appeal to a general audience, but don't have that like people who are so into them. Anyway, there's this one young black, or maybe not, I don't know, she's a pale skinned black girl in her 20s who talks a lot about being skinny privilege, how, the world just opens up to you when you're skinny. And in a way, she has a point, but also in a way, she's wrong because there are a million skinny people in the world and they are not all achieving their dreams, and things are not just magically happening for you. So I see what she means. I know what she means, that there is still a bias in the world towards thinner, slimmer women, kind of ish. Thank God the Kardashians changed that. I can't talk in the mornings. But I also think she's wrong to put such a focus on thinness because I've been pretty skinny once or twice in my life. I'm still slim, but I'm not as skinny as I used to be. And your life doesn't really change. Yeah. How do I say? People do respond to you somewhat slightly differently in a small way. Like when I was very slim and I had the long blonde hair and I was younger, so I didn't have the aging face. I remember I wasn't super dressed up, but I was pretty nicely dressed. I think I'd done my makeup, and we stopped at a petrol station, and I went to use the bathroom, and somebody, was it a mother and child, daughter? Anyway, they said, "Oh, you must be a model. Are you a model?" And it was the first time in my life I'd ever been called a model. So yeah, I suppose when you are very slim and very in shape, but that's just a random compliment from a stranger. My actual life didn't change. Nothing really changed. I did one or two small modeling things. I actually modeled for the gym that I was a member of. They used me in some of their promo things in the local newspapers. And so what? They didn't pay me for it. They just asked me, and I was so flattered. I did it for free, so nothing changed there. Um, yeah, I wouldn't say doors opened for me. I think that maybe if you're in a huge big city and you are trying to become a model or an actress, somebody in the entertainment industry, maybe it's important, but I actually think it's more how it makes you feel about yourself. So you just feel more confident. And sure, of course, you're always going to get the guys that are into slimmer women and they're going to hit on you. But that's, again, that doesn't really change your life. So I think I wish young people would be very careful who they listen to on YouTube. It is such a concern of mine. I see young people just lapping up, eating the words of some of these YouTubers. And I'm thinking, no, 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 don't listen to a 20-something-year-old. Just don't do it. These 20-something-year-olds, I'm not saying they are not well-intentioned, and I'm not saying they're not trying to help, but they just don't know. They are just too young. Come on. So I wish deeply that the youngsters would listen to older YouTubers, but there are not that many older YouTubers making content for 20-somethings. And it's hard because do the youngsters really want to listen to someone older? Not really. Maybe. I don't know. The older YouTubers that I listen to, again, I'm always trying to keep my finger on the pulse now of YouTubers. They're speaking to women of their age, and I do the same. My channel is for women over 40 because I did make a video once, advice I'd give to my 20-year-old self or something like that, and it didn't do well. So I kind of thought, no, I must just keep talking to the women in my age group. So yeah, I shudder sometimes when I listen to young YouTubers just spewing advice like they know everything. If you are older, you will look back on yourself in your 20s and you will just think, my good God, did I know nothing? In my case, and I wasn't even one of those silly teenagers who thought she knew everything. I suppose at some points I argued a lot, but because I remember my stepfather saying, you should become a lawyer, you argue so much. I remember going through the argumentative stage, but I also remember in my 20s turning to my parents for advice. My dad, not so much, because he was always like telling me what to do, and it was his approach more, but I remember still taking it in, even somewhere in the back of my mind. And I remember thinking, I really don't know anything. And I remember in my 20s being terrified of life in general. Like you're thrown out into the working world, and now you've just got to like sink or swim. And so I look at these young YouTubers who are giving advice with all the confidence in the world. And I'm thinking, no, you don't know everything. You really don't. And I know that they have to exude that confidence, otherwise no one's going to listen to them. And they exude the confidence so well that they have millions of subscribers. And good for them. I mean, also good for them. But I do sometimes just think, they should put their advice to a 10 or 20-year test of time and then come back and tell us how it all worked out. So anyway, shame. There was also this other young girl. She doesn't have that many followers yet, subscribers, about 6,000 subscribers, which is more than I have, but she was just sharing her like goals. Like she'd written in her journal what she wants for her life, like her vision in 3 years' time. And so much of it was focused on being married to this man that's just going to anticipate every need, and he's going to hold her hand and he's going to touch her neck, and they're never going to argue, and he's just going to understand exactly what she needs. And I mean, she's in her 20s, and I thought, girl, there is no man on planet Earth, even the best man, that can just anticipate your needs without you saying a word. It ain't gonna happen. Let's be real. And so many people were like, oh, what a lovely vision, what a lovely journal entry, thank you for sharing. I get what she wants. I understand her longing, but again, I'm like, no. And also how so much of that was focused on what he was going to do for her and how he was going to be, instead of her focusing on how she could be, Anyway, all that to say that I've been doing so much like YouTube research, listening to all the other YouTubers, and there's so much nonsense out there that I do worry for the younger generation. I've said it before, but I do sometimes. So if you are younger and you happen upon this video, just take all advice with a pinch of salt. Filter everything through a lens of reality and look around in the real world, at the real world, at people you know. And also take a wait and see approach. Oh, and the other thing is that this whole law of attraction thing that people love to go on about, vision boards, manifesting, law of attraction, and I get it. I get the attraction to the law of attraction. See what I did there? And I think it should be renamed the law of action because anyone who has anything against the law of attraction, what they end up saying is that it's all well and good to have these aspirations, these dreams, a vision board, because it does remind you of where you want to go. But ultimately, everyone who makes it work says it comes down to taking action. And of course it does. So yes, it's nice to have the belief and the faith and the vision and the drive. Set the goals, remind yourself of them, nothing wrong with that. Believe that you can. Obviously, you have to believe that you can. But no one would start anything if they didn't believe that they could get there. Anyway, but like this one guy was saying, and I listened to his video, it was very good. He even went to one of these Tony Robbins seminars and he said it was all rah, rah, rah. And you end up saying yes, yes, yes. And then Tony tries to upsell you on another course, which he said felt scammy. So there, I also think Tony Robbins is, yeah, anyway. But you can do all these things, you can believe it, you can visualize it, but you still need to do the steps. So with anything in life, you need to do the steps. And I remember with me, when I started my YouTube channel, I didn't know if it was going to happen for me, but I did the steps. I'm always trying to improve. I'm always trying to see how I can do it differently. Unfortunately, there is no then set sort of consistency in my channel, and I know that that is one of the problems. But it's also what I personally like about my channel is that no two videos are the same. You're not going to get bored watching my channel, which I personally enjoy. And I do think that that is going to be the way forward, is people are going to look for somebody who makes videos from their heart and soul and doesn't fit a mold. But again, I could be wrong. Who knows? It could also just be me telling myself that. But anyway, then I have this channel where it's just me being raw and real. And yeah, but you still have to take the steps and learn and grow and take the steps and learn and grow and make mistakes. And that's how life goes. And even people who do this all, I've seen it with my own eyes in the real world with business people. You can do everything right, take all the actions, and the economy changes where business just favors something else. People's tastes swing and change. And you can still lose everything no matter how much you believe and you want to manifest. Because let's face it, we all want to manifest the same things. It's almost a given. Every human on the planet wants success. They want health. They want to look a certain way. They want to look their best selves. They want a good partner. I mean, we all want the same damn things. So, yeah, anyway. I think it's the law of action. But also the law of being realistic. Like, what I found in my life is that the vision boards don't come true, but my life does move forward in a way that you get what you need, because we don't need all the material things that we think we want. You also get what I do think you get how you value yourself. You do end up getting that in life. But then it's also down to sheer damn luck a lot of the time. It's just how things intersect in your life, because sometimes luck just happens, or you get like a bad day, a bad turn of events. I mean, a lot of people who own businesses, they have staff that just F up and cost them money. And that poor businessman is thinking, oh my God. And I've seen it in people that I know who own their businesses, and they lose huge amounts of money because of their staff stuff ups. And that's also just like bad luck. It's nothing that that businessman did wrong. I mean, also, we are also only one human being, which means we only have certain amount of bandwidth in every single day. So we cannot do everything. We cannot prevent everything. We cannot foresee everything and plan for everything. We can all just do our best. We can all manage our time to the best of our abilities. And we need to build in rest time. Hustle culture, grind culture, I do think it's more of a male thing, but I also think even those men, they need to take time to recharge or they will burn out. We mustn't believe everything we see on the internet. And please, I always say this, take breaks from social media. I'm in the position now where unfortunately I can't take that many breaks because my whole thing dies down. So I do need to keep pushing on social media, and I can see the toxicity in it. I really can. But again, as I've said, luckily I'm old enough to see that. But I urge you to do that. Take a full week off social media. Delete all the apps from your phone. If you need to log on for work, only do it on your PC or your computer or whatever. Take mental health breaks. Please, 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 please. It is so important. Social media is a tool, and a useful one and a good one. But if you are not making your living off social media, take long, extended breaks. Read books, go for walks, bake, knit, sew, cook, play board games with your children, whatever it is, do something away from it. It does get a bit all-consuming. It has its place, but it needs to be put in its place. Anyway, I think that was deep. That's pretty good advice. And I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. I encourage you to go and check out my dating video on my main channel, Louise Corrans. It's actually really good, if I say so myself. I came out with amazing advice because I've been there. I've dated in my 40s. I now have a fantastic partner, and I implemented everything that I said in that video. So I know it works. It's like it is based in reality. There we go. Love you guys. Cheers. Bye.